trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting.
So apparently, we are slowly making our way through this game, and we've made some decent progress. And at some point, we will start working through the end game.
Ooh.
But it seems as if, we're getting there.
That's good.
We're on the way to getting there. So, when we last left our heroes, quote unquote, we were in the middle of thinking about our date of birth.
3 hours and a half left.
We realized that forgetting a thought means permanently forgetting a thought. And that makes the remaining thoughts a lot more careful decisions when we decide to interact with them. We have a lot of tasks as per usual. We have karaoke.
We've been cleaning some of them, yeah.
We got the clothes in the trash. We got Joyce.
What's with Joyce again?
We just updated her on things, but I guess it's just like keep talking to her as things are uncovered.
Just have to present her with your badge to hear it.
Find out who's the lady driver.
Right.
That Sileng was talking about.
3 drivers at the intersection. Talk to all of them.
Okay. Run the numbers. Still waiting on that. Tattoos. Find out what's going on there. Cryptozoologists.
Right. We need to go talk to them.
Armor pieces. Murder weapon.
Oh my god, we still haven't found a gun.
Nope. Working firearm. Classy is gone, so that task is kind of pointless.
Oh.
Look into the church. Sing signs with the Noid.
Okay.
Harder core.
Hardcore.
Yeah, all the little raver kids.
Yeah, we need to set up the nightclub. Okay.
And then we'll get to the rest of that. Become a man of plenty. Check out the horseback monument.
True.
Get 2 signatures for Everard. Let him know we've mailed them.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the signatures.
Make Titus give up Ruby's location.
Ooh. Okay.
Present a theory. Make him see something. And determine where the shot came from.
Right, we did
check all the locations. So we've actually...
Right before our date.
Yeah, we've actually cleared up a lot of our old tasks. And now we've got a bunch of new ones. So...
what would you want to prioritize?
Well, right now, we should probably go talk to people we haven't spoken to before. Let's go talk to the cryptozoologist.
Yeah, I'm down to see them. Morale. Oh man, you know they're gonna be on some weird things. Looking for 3-legged animals.
Oh. Who's that? It is day 5. It is a new day. New things, new people.
Hello.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Khan Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
You know Kim. You know exactly what's going on.
Nice to meet you.
How does he know Kim?
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. so they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
That's a pretty good description.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol
He
West.
points to the building again.
Huh.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Right? What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the pattering rain. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Okay.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Well,
Recherche et développement. Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I feel as if the camera was supposed to zoom out there, but didn't.
Zoom out to see everything.
Yeah, it usually does when in these moments. What's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
He smiles brightly, laugh lines around his eyes.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
I mean, but it's right up here.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
And what was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Tape computer. And now our entire HUD starts to explain itself. Including, I mean, the most obvious as soon as you complete a thought is you literally hear the sounds of the tape rolling. You know?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Look at you.
Hello, Mikhail.
Little Jojo Leon back there.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
Pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk. Look under your feet.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
How did the tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
I wanted to ask something else.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinaise was nothing but reeds before it felt arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Interesting.
This is all very interesting, but I still want to know why you know Kim. What happened to the engineers and the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape
He
computers...
smiles again, as if he's somehow personally responsible for this bleak turn of events.
Is that what the other wall we saw is about?
Oh, the blank one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The difference between that wall and this one
Damn.
is the bullet holes in it.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Okay.
Turn to Mikhail.
Because I remember when we saw that wall and we're like, someone lined up someone on this wall and did what you do when you line people up on the wall. But we don't know whether that was the communists lined up on the wall or lining people up or the moral intern or the old royalty. He means they all got shot in the head because they're bourgeois. Now, do you know what the bourgeoisie is?
Are you really gonna tell that to the kid?
Maybe not. That's pretty fucked up.
Pretty hardcore.
Like, he can... His dad might swing. And he wouldn't be that wrong, too.
Tape computers, right.
Tape computers.
He nods when tussling his suit jacket.
God. Fucking spare the kids, man. This game and its ability to just... but for all we know, it's like... The key will be... Like, they'll just be like, oh, yes, he knows. Haha, we were just...
Yeah.
You know? Like, they make you feel so bad about getting that close, and then they'd be like, whatever. Not that big of a deal.
Like, they deserve to die. Like, whoa.
You know what I mean? Like, making you think that some shit is way worse than it actually plays up because they catch your fucking insanity. What did they do about those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
He says while his son looks up, idly chewing on the corner of his Rome-themed coloring book.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
Oh, time ago.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
It'd be great to come across a timeline that you could just reference for the sake of, like, world building and just knowing, like, how the decades broke up, you know, to get into the 40s.
Yeah.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did the tape computers work? Or did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant. Exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his fingers, remembering something.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait. Did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum?
Right?
He sure did.
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Yost?
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack.
Okay, hold on. What are you talking about?
The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up?
Come on, there's no place called the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center of Arts.
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his throat.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Okay.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Cool. Use write directly on the tape using chemical solution, analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen.
Beautiful.
I've seen cooler things than that.
The RCM should get some of those.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the Feld playback experiment?
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld Playback Experience, but those are incorrect.
Uh-huh.
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind.
Okay, well, new important meta mission. Why are we using one?
Yeah.
Why is this entire game framed as us using one of these devices? Very important, must be.
I wanted to ask.
Probably more than just flavoring.
But of course, what else?
You look like you have money. Do you have any money?
Oh boy, Kim's gonna love this.
Kim is going to fucking eat it up.
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He brushes it off, like it's not a thing at all.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling.
Clearly.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Can I have some of that unimportant money then?
I don't want your money, I just wanted to see whether my profiling skills were working.
You know, now that we're actually, like, rolling in some cash, we don't have to keep asking. But where's the fun of that?
Right?
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms.
He looks uncomfortable, his left hand squeezing his son's shoulder.
Every time we ask, we should still get a real
Yeah,
for picking that choice. It's like, oh, you get it for asking.
I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
hey bro.
Hey, bro, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the island of Lo Mantang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent.
A form of martial arts from the Isle of Lomantang, right?
I'm not really interested in the practice, just want to know how often you work out now and then. What's it like, once a week?
Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting, such as the sacred Mabolo tradition of the Harli people, a name deriving from the butterfruit tree traditionally used for crafting the long, slender sticks, whereas the sticks used in other cultures
You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture
Yeah, a
of the
screamer.
history of stick fighting
Totally.
among mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Man, he's good at speaking. People must love him.
Ooh,
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying?
he says after a while with a charming apologetic smile.
I don't remember what I was saying. Not really interested in the practice. Yeah, the working out part. You work out, what, once a week?
Lomantang stick fighting is a little like a Berolidin addiction. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now, so you could say that my doses have grown a little peculiar.
So what is it, twice a week then? Every other day? Man, is it difficult to stay on the right topic with you.
Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours.
Jesus.
He has a special room for that and a special costume.
Oh, okay, so
Don't mess with him.
he's a secret superhero.
Don't mess with him.
Yeah, okay, or not superhero.
Dude, he's like
Okay.
Star Wars kid
Yeah.
for 4 hours.
No, Dad is preparing. Dad is ready for war. With the sticks. Like
That's right, Mikhail.
Like kick-ass?
It also has a meditative quality. Helps to clear my head.
or Night
But
Thrasher.
anyway,
There's a number of superheroes that fight with sticks. Daredevil. Did I say Night Thrasher? Did we get everything about the
sure.
Feld? I think
What's
we
on
did.
your mind?
Seems like it.
But of course. What else?
Right.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
What? But hold on. What about the Kim connection?
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Hold
that-
up.
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
Alright. I guess that's all for now. But, like, that doesn't... I'm not satisfied. Like, why is Kim, like, you know?
Maybe he's legendary. Maybe he's really good at what he does.
Maybe he's just really good at what he does, you know? But, like, to have heard of Kim and not us.
Oh, are you mad?
Dick fucking Mullen.
Alright,
Wompty
what about-
Dumpty Dom Center. It's Wednesday evening, and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins, Guy and Keith Just, are the stars of the show, and their bomber jackets and white sneakers head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wompty Dumpty Dommiest event of the year, and with all the cool kids who've RSVP'd, where are you if you're not there? Plus, minus one suggestion, outsider. 42 minutes. What is this gonna be? Damn, they really just throw some shit at you that... Now, once you're full, you gotta make some serious decisions about, you know?
What you gonna forget?
Because, yeah, you get no idea what the reward is, but you have to pick and choose. And, like, yeah, okay, well, now that we're talking permanent fucking loss, then we might need to give up on White Morning. We might need to do that.
What is there? White Morning, actual art degree, Fairweather T500. I would pick one of the three.
Threshold, armor, learning caps.
Pretty good.
But do these? No, these get if we forget this, then those caps go back down, right? So, let's see here. What about the actual art degree? No, we want that heal. All right, so yeah, we'll just have to lose our
Zoom.
Zoom. Ah, that sucks. Oh well.
All right.
I really enjoy the ability to get way out there and see the whole scene. You know?
Yeah, it's a nice feel. There we go.
Here too, saving and loading, we're interfacing with the machine.
True. That felt device. That was an interesting chat. They're really early too.
You see, a once bright
Yeah.
mural towering, a slogan used to
It's I guess these dudes just show up at a certain day.
Man. This is really interesting. I wonder if there are like other characters like that around the map.
Oh,
you
there
know?
must be.
Yeah.
There must be.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys.
Whoa.
Not out of this jam.
That is the reptilian brain. Pulling it back just a little bit. But we still hear you, motherfucker.
Crocodile Dundee over there.
We still hear you. Nice and easy.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Greetings.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
The crypto fascist.
That's very different. That's very, very different. A cryptozoologist. Someone who studies cryptids
animals, yeah.
and secret weird animals. A crypto-fascist. Are you familiar with the term? That's a real word. That's a real thing.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Why is he hating?
You don't seem too happy to see the RCM.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Man to man, you shouldn't leave your woman unattended in a cafeteria surrounded by communists. Jesus, that's just so. That's all of it. That's 2 for 1.
Gary's gonna like that.
That's the communism and the fucking misogyny.
Gary's gonna be like, "Oh, you're cool."
Yeah,
Cool. Alright,
right.
yeah.
Just rolled all in. Lena sent me.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yeah, that was me. I broke the water lock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage? But there was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
No. See, I jumped over the canal in my motor carriage, tearing through the Samaran butter sign, which fell into the canal, blocking the gates. I used the pawn shop as a launch ramp.
I guess you're right. It really was the sign's fault. Anyway, you can go back now.
Sorry, cop.
Why?
He spreads his arms in disbelief.
Because I needed to drive into the ocean.
Because I'm insane!
It was an experiment to gauge the Capri 40's aerial performance. I'm something of a gentleman scientist.
I'm sorry.
Scientist. Yes, okay. But you said the water lock is fixed now, so we can go back.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we go in.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
God, imagine a career where, like, at no point did you or will you ever discover anything.
Nothing. Just garbage. I think it's here.
And then when people make shit up somewhere else around the world, you gotta fly over there to talk to those people who made shit up. And then you just, that's it. That's your whole life.
How come there's nobody, like, Lena doesn't have a friend that's like, just leave him. He's not coming back.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Tell me more about these traps.
It's time to return to your Vormon, Morel.
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
Which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
Well, first of all, it's so damn difficult to find. Yeah, right. What makes it so difficult to find?
How big is this phasmid?
Why are you so interested in the stick bug? Doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
What have you discovered so far? What have you discovered?
Typical rookie assumption.
No.
Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
He shakes his head.
What makes it so difficult to find then?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
What sorts of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolve, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
How big is it?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you. What have you discovered about it so far?
very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one.
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
He holds up an index finger.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
And you're courageous, Kim, to ask.
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough, that even he seems taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
You think?
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Right.
Man, the ease at which people make shit up.
Mm-hmm. If it keeps you busy, right?
Lena said there's been sightings of it here in Martinez.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
All right, buddy. Keep looking. Parthenogenesis?
Got it. Parthenosis.
Parthenogenesis, meaning the females don't need males to reproduce. makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
Females reproducing without males, a travesty, a crime against passion and common sense.
This arouses no special feelings in me.
Yes, Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Oh, Lena designed the traps.
Okay.
Yes.
He says with some pride.
More than some, he admires this about her.
How do they work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Right.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivore stick insect. Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Man.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
What do you do if the traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
It's time to return to your woman, Morel.
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up if you prod a little.
Okay.
So you're living your childhood dream out here.
It's not child's play, just because I have to trade through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
Where's the quit your day job option? Just...
I don't. It's a profession just like any other.
Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do.
Cryptozoology does seem like a lot of wishful thinking.
My methods are the same as those of other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence, and I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying. Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is super... My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen. No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
What kind of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot. And both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
That's all fine and dandy. Why are you hanging out with a crypto-fascist?
One thing at a time, okay.
So you've never discovered a cryptid.
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
That's good numbers. Good numbers.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have been proven to be real.
2!
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere.
Damn.
We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
2 out of 4,082 is not even 1%. Buddy.
In fact, it is 0.05%. Ever more magnificent, should our search contribute to making that number 0.075%.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Cool story, bro.
Yes?
Alright. It's time to return to your woman, Morel.
Shoutouts to chat for the complete and utter inability to keep it in its pants. Just can't keep it in the boxers. Can't keep it zipped up. Good job, guys. Let's talk about specific cryptids.
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Yeah, we actually got the backstory on this now. So we actually can, like, flex as if we know what the fuck we're talking about.
He's been around.
Alright. What did you almost catch? You said before you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow people? Not at all.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees.
He says it in a self-explanatory, everyday manner.
Okay.
They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
How do you almost catch a willow person?
You probably have. Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself.
So you just fucking vandalized a forest with paint?
Toxic
You
paint.
fucking asshole.
After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, It was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
He smirks.
I know you think we were snacking on fanny mushrooms. It's
Fanny
easier to mock
mushrooms.
someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined.
Aye.
Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
Of course. But really, there's so like, how do we have time to sit here in the mud and like psychoanalyze what it was that sent you down this pathway of like dedicating your life to hearsay, you know, and needing to prove it? I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the Gnome of Jeroma.